Hello friends, welcome to the Plant Science Forum. Now in this video we are going to discuss about steel types in pteridophyte. The steel, this word is derived from the Greek word meaning pillar. Steel is nothing but the vascular cylinder or vascular bundle. Now this vascular tissue, they can be with the pith or without the pith. The pith is separated from the cortex by endodermis layer. Now, on the basis of presence of pith, they are divided into two categories: protostele or siphonostele. Protostele means without pith, which is a primitive type, and siphonostele means with pith, which is relatively advanced type. In this image, you can see the abbreviated form for the different layers. EP means epidermis, then comes cortex, endodermis, pericycle, phloem, and xylem. In the first upper diagram, you can see the central part is only X, that is xylem element. But in the lower diagram, you can see their central part is nothing but the pith. So as there is a pith, the lower diagram is called as siphonostele, whereas the upper diagram is of protostele, that is without pith. Now there is a stellar theory for explaining the nature of vascular bundle. These two scientists, they proposed the stellar theory in 1886. According to them, the gross anatomical features of stem and root, they are similar, and they consist of steel surrounded by the cortex. There is a connection between stem vascular bundle and the leaf vascular bundle. Now, this connection is known as leaf traces. Here you can see the stem vascular bundle and the leaf vascular bundle. So this connection, that connection between them is known as leaf traces, and due to leaf trace, a gap is left in the vascular bundle, and this gap is known as leaf gap, or you can say a foliar gap. Now there are different categories on the basis of various characters for the steel. Now these categories are named after a certain character. The first character taken into consideration is the presence or absence of pith. If the pith is absent, that is without pith, then it is called as protostele. There are four types: haplostele, actinostele, plectostele, and mixed pith steel. And if pith is present, then again on the basis of leaf traces, they are categorized into three different categories, three different groups. If pith is present and without leaf trace, then it is called as siphonostele, which is of two types, ectophoic or amphiploic. And if pith is present but only single leaf trace is present, then it is called as solenostele. Again, it is of two types, ectophoic or amphiploic. And if pith is present and many leaf traces or many leaf gap is present, then it is called a, then it is of three types, dictyostele, polystele, and eustele. Now let's first discuss the primitive type, that is protostele. Here the Jeffrey first described protostele as the most primitive. Here the central xylem is surrounded by a phloem element. On the basis of arrangement of various tissues in the stele, that is xylem and phloem, they are divided into categories like haplostele, actinostele, plectostele, and mixed pith stele. In this diagram, you can see a representation of haplostele, actinostele, and plectostele. The pink color represents xylem element, and the sky blue color which is surrounding to this is represents the phloem element. Now let's first discuss about the haplostele. It is the most primitive type, and where central part is the xylem, and it is surrounded by then a phloem element. Another is the actinostele. The name itself suggests that they are a star shaped. The radiating ribs of xylem, they are surrounded by phloem. Here the red part is the radiating leaves of xylem, which is surrounded by a phloem element. It is known as actinostele. Now then comes the plectostele. It is the most advanced protostele. Xylem is divided into a plate-like parallelly arranged plates, and the phloem alternate between the xylem. Here you can see the plate-like arrangement of xylem, and in between there is a phloem. The last is the mixed pith stele. the transition between protostele and siphonostele. Here, xylem elements, they are mixed with the parenchymatous cells, but these parenchymatous cells, they are not a pith element. There is no true pith. In this image, you can see the various xylem elements, they are mixed with the parenchymatous cells and phloem. Now later comes the siphonostele. The siphon means a hollow tube. When pith is present, then it is called as siphonostele. Here leaf traces, they are absent. It is of two types, ectofloic and amphiploic. In the ectofloic type, the central pith is surrounded by the xylem, and xylem on the outer side is surrounded by a phloem. In the amphiploic type, central pith is surrounded by phloem, then comes xylem, and then again there is a phloem. So phloem covers the xylem from inner and outer side. That's why it is known as amphiploic. In this diagram, there is a representation and the actual stele which represents both ectofloic and amphiploic. You can just stop the video and just try to understand the various labels and how does ectofloic and amphiploic looks like. Now later comes the solenostele. Here the pith is present and a single non-overlapping leaf gap is present. The main character is pith is present and single leaf gap is present. Then it is called as solenostele. It appears like letter C because of presence of a single gap. The vascular plants on the basis of this divided into two groups. One is the Pteropsida, another is the Lycopsida. Pteropsida means with leaf gaps, they are advanced type, and Lycopsida means without leaf gaps, so they are primitive type. Now here again, solenostele, it may be ectofloic and amphiploic. Just now we have seen what does ectofloic and amphiploic means. Ecto means central pith is surrounded by xylem and then comes the phloem, whereas the amphi means central pith is surrounded by phloem, then comes xylem and then again phloem. So phloem is two times, inner and outside to the xylem in case of amphiploic. Here the only difference is that the leaf gap is present. In the cylinder where leaf gap is present, single leaf gap, and pith is covered by the xylem, then it is called as ectofloic. And in the vascular cylinder where single leaf gap is present but the pith is surrounded by phloem, then comes xylem and then comes again phloem, then it is called as amphiploic solenostele. Now later comes the dictyostele. Here more than one leaf gap is present. As you can see here, more than one leaf gap is present. If single leaf gap is present, then it is called as solenostele, but when more than one is present, then it is called as dictyostele. Here overlapping gaps are present, and because of such gaps, single bundles of vascular tissues, they are formed, and each this vascular bundle, it looks like a protostele, and they are known as meristele. You can observe the actual meristele and the single vascular bundle in this diagram. Then comes the most complex and advanced type in the cryptogams, which is a polycyclic stele. Here many steles are present and they are of various kinds. As the name suggests, there are many stele and they are also of different kinds. The polycyclic stele may be solenostele with a single leaf gap, or it may be a dictyostele with many leaf gap. In this image you can see the various circular arrangement of stele, or you can say vascular tissues. One arrangement is of different category, another arrangement is of different category. So single plant represented by different types of vascular system. That's what is known as polycyclic stele. Now later comes the final modification in the siphonostele, which is known as U-stele. In the U-stele, the vascular system, it is consist of ring of vascular bundle. Here you can see these are the small vascular bundle which are arranged in a ring like fashion. This vascular bundle, they may be collateral or bicollateral. In the collateral, xylem faces the inner side and phloem on its outer side is towards the peripheral position. While in case of bicollateral, the phloem surround the xylem on both the sides and xylem is present in the center part. So it is bicollateral. Here the interfacial areas and the leaf gaps, they are not distinguished clearly from one another. So this is all about the various kinds of steel present in the pteridophytes. I hope you understood the topic, and if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you.